How would you assess the defensive line working with how they're
Young still, it's really early to tell. We've only had 2 days in pads, so there's a lot of work to be done.
What is getting to work with Tuiaki been like so far?
It's been good. It's been good. Yep, he's got a great attitude. He's got a lot of great tools to work with as a football player, but brings a lot of good emotion and passion to the game, to the group, and so good fun to have him in the room.
Do you feel like you guys are ahead at this point in fall camp than you were a year ago with having the system?
I think overall as a defense, obviously just because we've been here now for a year, but at the specific spot with the D line, there's more young kids that are veterans. Last year we had Travis Toulon, Logan Tyler, some of those guys that had game experience. We have a lot of young kids that don't. So trying to get those guys up to par is really the task right now.
You find yourself maybe doing a little bit more individual teaching because of the young kids rather than like kind of big picture, big group work kind of thing?
Yeah. D-line in general is always going to be like that. There's just a lot of they have a lot of individual time to work on. There's so much that goes on, but there's not really anything to change. It's just there's a lot of young kids. That's really it.
The limited time that we've been able to watch practice, some guys that have been stepping up, Johnny Tapasoa being one of them, and Pulsar as well. Talk about those guys and how those guys are kind of pushing into some of those first-string guys.
They're doing a really good job, and that backup group is deep, especially in experience because they've been here in the defense for a whole year. Some of them with game experience. And so, those guys are all showing up. Even the young kids in that group are starting to show up in good ways. Like Isaiah Kaufusi last spring had a really good spring, and then he's really picked it up exactly where he left off and is doing a good job. Garrett England is a lot better. I mean, just physically and mentally, and just brings a lot of athleticism where he's at. So that young group, I think, is a lot farther ahead.
Yeah. I know it's a long way off, but are you happy to have a team like Portland State to kind of warm up and get these young guys some game experience before you face a team like LSU?
I mean, we're going to treat them like LSU. I mean, we've got to win that one, and we're focused on Portland. We know that they run the ball and they're really good at it. They've been successful with it, and their head coach and just the O-line coach does a really good job. So we're going to focus on them and they'll get our best shot. So.
How satisfying is it for you and Kalani to see guys that you recruited for so many years, like Longi Tuifua, Christian Falau, to actually see them out here competing?
It's good to finally start to see fruits of your labors, of all these years, and a lot of those kids you've been following for since 8th and 9th grade, and so. And some of them go on missions and come back. And it's a lot of years in coming, so we're excited to finally get our hands on them.
Is it too early to tell how many defensive linemen you play? How many of these guys you've got will actually see action?
We'll always go into a game with a 2 deep, and both of them will play. Like all 8 linemen, D linemen will play, and then we'll probably tap in a little bit more into one extra D tackle, one extra D lineman. So you can see as many as 10 guys.
What do you feel it's going to?
I think he got one snap in camp. How's he progressing?
He's raw. He's coming along. But he's a long ways away.
What do you feel it's going to take for Tuiaki to become an every down defensive end?
A lot of the stuff that he did when he was playing was really just to stand up back and rush in, and so we're asking him to take on blocks differently. And, he's got the physicality, he's got the tools. It's just getting more reps at taking on blocks, and there's so many nuances of playing that spot, getting your hands in the right spot, your eyes in the right spot, your footwork, and syncing up your timing. There's so many things that he's got to do, but he's doing a really good job.
The loss of Kai Nacua was pretty big. Talk about that position, how it's being developed amongst the players, and how the players are competing for that spot.
What position are you talking about?
Kai Nacua's old position, the safety spot there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about the players that are actually developing there and how that's progressing?
We got Micah that comes back, and those guys kind of interchange a little bit, but Zane Anderson's a guy that's kind of stepped up. We really love what Tanner Jacobson's doing for us there. I know I'm missing names here.
Lee? Oh no, is it Austin Lee?
Austin Lee's doing a good job.
Awesome.
Yep, Austin Lee's also another guy. So I think, you know, we talk about our personnel every day. When we look at the safety spot, it might, I mean, a lot of kids that probably haven't gotten a shot or people know about, but probably the deepest group that we feel comfortable about playing. And so, I mean, you can, you know, 2 guys go out, 2 guys come in, and you don't skip a beat with a lot of those guys. You can go, you know, 3, even 4 deep with those guys, and you still feel comfortable.
As far as Micah Hanneman being ejected in the second half of the bowl game, will he have to sit out against Portland State, or will you guys appeal that, or how will that work?
I don't know how that works.
Are you just planning on that he'll play then, or?
We'll get to it when we get to it. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. Now that you asked it, I probably need to find out.
I think that's a rule. If you
Yeah, no, you're right. I just didn't even think about it. I mean, it's just
9 months apart.
yeah.
After having a chance to watch film over the weekend, were there any pleasant surprises you saw from that film?
I think that the you know, playing base defense is starting to look better. And that's just baby steps headed in the right direction. But when you get everybody doing their job and doing it the right way, then the defense starts to come together that way.